reach.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Where's the cue ball going? Oh dear, outside, never mind.
The other police, where are your badges? Badges? We ain't got no badges. We don't need no badges. I don't have to show you any stinking badges.
Things look bad. It looks like you're not gonna make it. And you're gonna get mean. I mean plumb mad dog mean. Because if you lose your head and you give up, then you neither live nor win. That's just the way it is.
assignment tonight is strategic. You can't give the enemy a break. Send them to hell.
The other police, wear your badges. Badges? We ain't got no badges. We don't need no badges. I don't have to show you any stinking badges.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool, nothing else.
Right, good afternoon, folks. Welcome back to VP4TV. We're here this afternoon. Well, I was in two minds to call it a triple header, Bill, but the problem we have is that we have the match that's starting at the top of the hour between Larry and Fast Eddie, and if that match goes reasonable speed and doesn't drag on, then it may well be well done within 2 hours. In which case, then we've got the next match, which is Interchangex and LS3, which starts in 2 hours' time. The problem with that match is that runs straight into One Pocket Slim and Spectre Dawn, i.e., there's only half an hour between the two of them. So, depending on how the LS3 Interchangex match is going to determine whether or not we jump straight into Slim and Spectre Dawn. And just bail out on LS3 and Interchangex. Now, I won't generally want to make that decision. I want to go with majority, so we'll see what happens there as far as that goes. Quick update earlier on today. I think there was a match on the one-loss side between Bankster and Paul, and it went hill. That's a spoiler alert. I think Slim was streaming it. That was earlier on in the day while I was watching football and watching the snooker at the same time. So talking about the schedule, if we just look at the schedule, we've got, as I said, Larry against Fast Eddie coming up in about 6 minutes' time. And then 2 hours later, we have the LS3 Interchangex match. And then half an hour after that one started, we then have One Pocket Slim and Spectre Dawn. So those are the 3 main matches today. But it is listed, I have listed the stream as a double header, because those are the 2 that we're definitely going to be able to see the start of. Whether we finish with one or the other, I don't know. We're just maybe going to have to jump backward and forward. We also have a match between Whiskey 2 and Rabi on the one-loss side. That's at 9 o'clock later tonight. We've got matches that have been arranged in the meantime. We have Smoking Sid against Coldest Pillow. Now, this is for next Friday at 8:30 p.m. is the Smoking Sid match. Now, remember, I'm off all next week until next Monday. A week on Mondays when I go back, so I can get these matches. So the Smoking Sid Coldest Pillow match is a one-loss side match. So that's a race to 13. And, you know, that would be about, 90 minutes. You would think that that match should be within the 90 minutes or thereabouts, because Albinario and Acero are going head-to-head at 10 p.m. British summertime next Friday night. So there's 2 good matches. There's a warm-up match, and then there's a big match with Albi and Acero, and I'll be able to get that as well this coming week. So those are the scheduled matches. The ones we're waiting on are due to start. Welcome to Slim. Welcome to Cobra. Bill again. The thing about the Larry and Fast Eddie match, Fast Eddie's, if he had more table time, I would feel he'd be a lot more of a threat. You know, it's the fact that it's a stop-start table time that Fast Eddie gets. He's well capable of beating Larry. I just don't know that he can keep up a level that's going to let him win the match unless he gets a fair bit of help from Larry. And we know that Larry's well capable of doing that. It's hard to pull for Fast Eddie. He's due to beat somebody. You know, he's due to have a run in one of these events. I just don't think, for his sake, that he gets enough table time to maybe keep up at a level that's going to be good to not only beat Larry, but to follow that up in his next match. In fact, talking about next matches, while we've got time, let's just have a look at the bracket and see where that leads to. So at the moment, we've got, in round 4, we've got semi-pro waiting to play the winner of this match. So that's what I'm talking about. You know, whoever wins this match today is going to be up against semi-pro. And, you know, semi-pro is meaning business. He's taking care of Stubb. He's taking care of Sergeresh. And, it's going to be a tough ask for whoever gets through. Further down, we've got Interchangex LS3 later on, of course. And then we have that match next Friday with Acero and Albinario. These are all being arranged. Balls is already through because that ended up in a forfeit with Eloquenti. So obviously that would be a toss of a coin, or Balls was the only one sending proposals. So he's through to round 4. But I have a funny feeling that Balls may have outstayed his welcome in the winner's side because he's up against Cobra in his next match. No disrespect to him, but I think Cobra will take care of that. Having sort of fallen over the line against Bedhead. Bedhead made the mistake at the wrong time in that match. It could have went all the way. You've got Matt MC Clarkey is in round 4 as well. And he's, of course, now waiting on the winner of the match we have later on tonight between Spectre Dawn and One Pocket Slim. So now it's down to the meat and drink of the guys that are all capable of winning this event, probably with the exception of Balls, because I've never seen his name there, and it's probably going to be unlikely he's going to do any big shock. So that's where we are on the winner's side. The loser's side obviously going to is going to be updated later on today with the results coming through. Defty and Quagmire have arranged their match, and that is about it. I think, of course, the other one's a Whiskey and Rabbie match. And that's pretty much all there is to really see on the one loss side at the moment. So back to the schedule. This is the one we're waiting on at the top of the hour. Whit is asking in the chat in the lobby if Steve will be commentating. Well, that I don't know because he did not message me at all. As I mentioned on the previous stream, in fact, let me just check. He has not got a hold of me at all as to whether he's going to be doing this unless he's busy or whatever. I don't know. But I've got Discord on my phone just to keep an eye. If he does appear, then I can bring him in. So what's the predictions? I mean, I would say 19-14 to Larry. That's my prediction. Whether that's going to be anywhere near it, I haven't a clue. But we'll see how it goes. You never know. I just think that Fast Eddie may well just come up short unless he really hits a vein of form in this match. The usual suspects will come to call: unforced errors, scratches in the brakes, taking advantage of dry brakes. All the usual stuff is going to be factored in. Cobra says 1913, 1917 to Interchangex. Spectre 1915. Well, we'll see how any of them come close to fruition. The room should be up. In fact, it's past the hour. Let's get in. We can get into the damn room. In fact, now here's a question. Let me get back out of the room. Oh, we are. I was just wondering whether Fast Eddie, I knew he was in getting a bit of practice earlier on. I was wondering if he was still there. So here we are. Larry on the right hand side. And no Steve in Discord, so I can shut that down. And off we go. So let's hope we get a good match. That's what I'm mainly hoping for. And again, hopefully the audio is okay and Yamaguchi Taro isn't here to complain. So Larry's got a ball. 4 ball is gone. Now the 5 ball is going to be the big issue unless he gets really nice on the 3 ball just to roll the 3 ball in and come through and play the 5-9 combo. So that's the idea here. He's really looking to get straight in this 3 ball, if he can, so that he's just rolling through. And I think he's just, how's he got on that? He's just, he's fine. He's the other side of it, but that'll not do any harm as long as he just get to the rail and be lined up for that 5-9. There's no way he should ever miss this. Even I can get this 9 ball. Well, Larry's delivered on winning the lag by a break and run. That's the start you want. And also, well, I was going to say the follow-up was there, but that's went down the pan. Yeah, that's why I didn't say anything last night in the stream. Welcome to Hazad. Don't be telling us it's bloody warm and sunny in Spain. We're not interested. It's actually warm, well, not necessarily a heat wave here, but we've had nice sunshine today here in the southwest of Scotland. But we're not interested in Spanish weather, so don't start any of that bullshit, bragging about how nice it is. I'm sitting doing this while I'm watching that. We don't want to hear any of that. Well, Steve's not been, he's not messaged me about anything since he got the message. So I don't know whether his nose is out of joint or whatever, but he's more. I would sooner have him in here. That way I know, as I said the other night, there I can get a hold of him. And if I need to ask him in, I'll ask him, because I've got a hold of him to do it. So I've got nothing against him coming in. Others might not be happy, but I think, you know the old saying about keep your friends close, but keep your enemies even closer. Oh dear. Yeah, I think he's been pissed about enough with messing about with the rack as well. But no, I don't think this isn't the time of year he would go on vacation. There's still like 5 foot of snow up in the mountains where he normally goes, so he wouldn't be going at this time of year. This is far too early in the year. It's still winter up in the bloody mountains. There's no way he'd be going there this time. But he will be, no doubt, going there during the latter months of the year. He'll be away for 2-3 weeks. So back to the business in hand. Fast Eddie, looking to pinch this one off, Larry. One apiece. Larry's now at the mercy of Fast Eddie and his break. If it's going to work, well, a couple of balls have in fact more than a couple of balls. I think 3 have gone. And the only one that's important at the moment is the 4 ball, and that's got to be the bank. And he might get lucky if he gets the line slightly wrong and bumps that 7. It makes it quite a big side pocket, this 4 ball. But it doesn't look as if he's, well, he was looking around a minute there. I can't believe he's not going to play the bank. Oh, he's way off the mark. I mean, did he play the bank? I mean, it was so far wide. I presume he did play the bank where he's left the cue ball for the 5, but that was not a good warm up for the banks. Well, Fast Eddie is locked up behind this 7. Now, this should be a fairly easy hit. It's just the outcome. Well, that is unlucky. But he's actually brushed off that 8 ball and probably stuck it to the short rail here. Let's have a quick look at that. Well, it's not far off it. So again, everything like this, when you get ball in hand in round 3 of this tournament and you can't get out, then there's a problem, especially when the table's as good as this. Now, does he want to? He wants to come into the gap between the 8 and 9 here. Now, he could come in and bump the 9, but he could sneak behind the 9. Oh well. He's okay. If he had another ounce of weight on that, that could have got very ugly very quick. But he's good to go to regain the lead. Yeah, that's when the first big change came in here, Pig. That's when he started pissing about. Exactly it. He took away the double bank. And when he started, I mean, to be honest with you, the game was fine at that point. Really, there was no, not that I was aware of that there was any major issues. But what he wanted to take away was the double bank. And when he started bugging about doing that crap and messing with the physics that way, then that's when the games went tits up and pear shaped and all sorts of other bugging about came in. You know, it was the start of something with good intention, but it sort of backfired because this lineup of 3 balls in the break was never there, or I would have noticed it back then. It was never there. That's got me started ranting again. Now, one other thing to remind people as well is that them that were subscribers on Twitch, and obviously I'm not on Twitch with VP4TV live streams anymore, or at least for the foreseeable future. The one thing you need to do is click the notification bell on YouTube, and that way, if there's a big match on and you're in and around your PC, you'll get a notification that I've gone live. So it might be worthwhile clicking the bell. It's all very well being a subscriber, but if you're around and you've nothing else to do with your time and there is a match on, you'll get the notification as soon as I go live. No, that wasn't that wasn't nothing to do with me. That, I mean, like I say, I mean, in my own defence, how many other people noticed that 3-ball pattern? Not many, because nobody said anything. And that's because none of you were paying attention. But when you see that as often, it's got to bug. Well, it bugged the hell out of me, and it still bugs me because it's with part with before, and it's still the bloody same. Nobody cared. Well, I cared because you know that you don't see that happening all the time. You know, you just don't see that. It does matter. Yes, it's a simulation, but it's a simulation with a pattern in it that shouldn't be there. That's the way I see it. Something that rears its ugly head way too often, and far too often. 2 and 3 times a night you're seeing it, if you watch enough matches. Well, Larry's turn to kick, and also scratch, so a little bonus for Fast Eddie. Welcome to Popman. So like I said earlier, we are doing a double header. This match, if it goes in good time, it should be over in and around the 2-hour mark. If the racks don't get tied up or anything like that, unlikely that's going to happen with these two. And then, of course, at 8 o'clock, we've got the what do you call it? The match with LS3 and Interchangex. Oh dear! Oh, that was a push out. I thought that was a mouse smart there. Right. Well, what are you guys saying? Are you saying that Steve should leave well alone? Well, what do you think the hell he's doing when he's working in VP4? He's pissing about with it, trying to fix things that ain't needing fixed. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, they're very random up to the point the 3-ball pattern appears, and then it ain't random. It's as random as that until the 3-ball pattern appears. Of course, you know what's going to happen. We're going to watch these matches tonight, and we're not going to see it once. That's the way it is, and then it suddenly appears. Well, no real hit. So again, with ball in hand, Larry's just got to plot his way here. Well, it's always going to straighten up every time you double bank at that medium pace. If you don't get the line to the pocket right, it's going to reverse back up the table. So Larry's objective, of course, again with ball in hand, is get out and don't waste the opportunity. I'll tell you what's even more annoying, Potman, apart from VAR, is the offside bullshit that goes on. I mean, I was watching the Rangers Hearts semi-final of the Scottish Cup, and there was a player who was at least 2 yards offside when the ball came through. He was 2 yards offside, a blind man with a wooden leg, and a white dog and a stick, or a white stick and a dog, one of the two. A white dog and a stick. He could have seen it a mile away, but the thing is, the referee's assistant runs up the sideline, right? He runs up the sideline, the play goes on, the shot comes in, it wasn't a goal, and then the flag goes up to say he's offside. Everybody in the stadium, everybody watching TV knew he was offside, but they don't put the bloody offside flag up like they used to. It's just a load of crap. Anyway, back to business here. Larry with a 3-2 lead, a ball in the break, no shot, has he? Oh no, that's the 9-ball that's there. He has got a shot. 3 balls over this side. Well, he's just got to get into that window there, unless he comes right over to the side for the 2. He can either play it safe or get right over into this middle gap here. Let's see what he does. Well, I don't know what the hell that was, but that wasn't it. Video assistant referee here, Pig. Like, if there's a decision that's doubtful or something needs to be checked, whether it's a penalty or handball or whatever, you've got a referee who sits in the box watching the monitor, and then he'll draw the attention of the referee to it if the referee needs to have a look at it. So you get time wasted going over looking at a monitor to look at it, see whether he needs to change his decision. But there's more controversy or controversy with this VAR crap than there has been when it was just the referee's decision was final. It's supposed to rectify mistakes, but it's not really been used like that. Glaring errors where the referee's assistant would draw the referee of the match towards VAR to double check that he made the right decision or not. It's not really been used like that. That's a good cut. Now he needs to bump the 5, and he ain't going to do that. So the good pot's not going to get him any reward here. Now he can kick this if he gets it right. It will go past the 4 ball. down into this bottom right hand corner. If he got it thinner than that, it would go into the side. Now he just hopes to get a roll of the ball, and he has done. Not enough of the 3 ball shown. Now, ideally, you want to send this onto the short rail and duck for cover-up table. There's the obvious danger of leaving a bank. If you can call it a danger, it's a question of whether Larry would fancy taking it on. More than likely he would, but you've got to try and get distance here off this 3 ball. Just edge it and send it onto the short rail and get the cue ball. Now, see, I prefer that as a shot than actually having a snooker. In fact, he's got the snooker as well, which is a bonus. But Larry can either go off the long rail on the left, or he can kick in behind the 3 and try. But there's a chance the cue ball could scratch along the rail behind the 6, doing it that way. Well, that'll work though. That will work. Now, this is a good opportunity for Larry to get that initial chink of daylight. Give him a 2-rack lead. So going forward onto the long rail, up the middle. And just stall the cue ball here and roll the 7 up table. That's all you do here. Nothing other than that. So it's going to be a definite 2-rack lead. Chance to build on it. If we can get the break working. So Larry's breaking central, and he's been breaking back the way he's been breaking for 20 odd years. And that's backfired this time, because although he's got a ball, the 1 ball's come down into the kitchen. No shot in it. But I mean, he can play a push out, and he's not going to leave much. Oh no, now, hang on a minute. Well, I'll tell you something. I think he's been really lucky there. Yeah, because he could have bumped that 5 and possibly left the cut in the 1. I don't think the cut is there. I think it's too tight. I don't think you can get that cue ball in there, but you can try and bump the 1 around the corner and duck the cue ball in behind the 4, but he's not doing that the way he's doing it. He is now. And that's perfectly played. Now it just has to hope the 1 stays out of the way, and that's excellent. Larry was asking for that, because that was not a well played push out. Now he's in trouble, although again, got a reasonable line. He's going to duck round the corner. Now this is a perfect example of what Fast Eddie has to do here. And straight away, he's got the task of potting the 1 and come down table here, missing everything. So he's got to be having a clean path through to get onto the 2 ball. But he's really got to get out on tables like this. Almost got himself in trouble straight away there. But this will be a fail if he can't get this done. I mean, there's not a problem on the table. And to be at the standard where you're going to compete and put pressure on opponents when you're into the 3rd round, you have to be comfortable in taking these out. How does he want to mess up that left-hand side? And you see what I mean, when it starts getting tweaky and you're having to play that controlled shot. Mistakes are coming. It wasn't a difficult 2-ball. The difficulty was trying to control the cue ball to that 3. So that is a chance gone. Well, I think Eddie might have a go at this. We can see that it's well off the rail. He can get there, and he's got it. Now he needs to get a clean roll of the ball, which he has got. Now, once again, same thing. Needs to jack up a wee bit, get a hold of the cue ball here. He doesn't want to interfere with that 9 ball, but so he's got to take evasive action, make sure he's well away from it. And that's well done. So he wants to stay below the 5 ball. When I say below the 5 ball, I mean below like that, so that he can get up top side of the 7. And that'll do. So again, he's got to look at the angle he leaves this cue ball for this 8, because the angle's all important and how easy you can control the cue ball up to the 9. Now you see he's bolt straight. Now there's a problem. He can pinch a bit so that he can come down this side, and he's got away with it now. A little bump. He's gone to that. No, it's not that awkward. He should always get this. Go back to within 1. And balls are flying in. And what's more, he's got a table that, again, if he can't get out here, he's going to feel a proper numpty. I mean, this is just exactly what... Oh, hang on a minute, though. Hang on a minute, though. He's trying, again, just trying to be cute. Look at the space in the table where was he not going to have a shot in the 3 ball? Behind the 5. And he's just nervy and hoping that he doesn't make a mistake. But when he's hoping he's not making a mistake, he's sort of bottling out and playing a positive shot. And, you know, that does not look good. And it'll certainly blow your confidence playing stuff like that. He needs to get that out of his head. He needs to just play a bit more loose. Okay, if he does end up hooking himself behind a 5 ball like that, then, you know, that's it. You have to accept it. But if you start chickening out on shots and being tentative, you're going to look a bigger fool at the end of the day doing that. You've got to be more positive with your shots. Definitely, because that was a gift of a rack there for him. A great break, balls flying in all over the place, sitting reasonable on the 1, and that is gone south. And in the end, it's a gift for Larry. We should have been back all square there. You don't want to be sitting at the end of this match regretting stuff like that. But definitely, he needs a change up. He needs to be a lot more to the point with his shots when he's playing something like that. You've got to be a lot more aggressive and confident, and get the cue stroke going through. So again, Larry, a chance to build this lead and stick it to Fast Eddie, punish him for his mistakes. Soft break by Larry. Gets the 1 ball in the side, but no shot in the 2. Now again, you hit this on the wrong side, this 2 ball, you're scratching in the top left-hand corner if you're trying to kick it. So, is he going to push to a bank? Nope, he's trying to get... Well, I think Fast Eddie should have a go at this. He might as well. No, he's trying to duck. Well, it's important now that Fast Eddie doesn't lose this. Even though it's early on, you know, he doesn't want to be losing these sort of safety exchanges. Here's an opportunity for him to just stop Larry getting away from him, especially when you consider the table's good and it's a 2-ball rack again. If the 2-ball goes in, you've got to be favourite to run out. Well, he's sort of got away with that. Is Larry going to take on the bank? I think these are too good to resist for Larry. I can't see him not turning this down. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Again, the safety from Eddie didn't work out. This is far from over this rack. He's got to get a hold of this cue ball, and he's got to miss the 5, or if he does hit the 5, he needs to get good, and that's good enough. Doesn't have to do. No, the only thing he has to worry about is that 6 ball. That's the one thing he has to worry about. So it's a question of leaving it short on the 6. Well, he's well short of that. Leaving it up table. So now the other problem is the angle that he's coming off the 5. Does he check the cue ball up to stop the cue ball running into the 6 and 7? We'll soon find out. Or whether he thinks he can come around the corner and get into the gap between the 6 and 7. That's what he's trying. But that'll work. You know, the other solution was the bump in the 7. If he gets the bump like that, that's perfect. But that came from a poor safety from Eddie. And the bank was too much of an invitation for Larry. And the end result is he's going to have a 3-rack lead. So now there's a mini crisis on for Eddie. And then now the question is how's he going to deal with it? Is he going to deal with it with all-out attack, going for everything, or is he going to get clever? You've got to bring everything to the table, other than the one-dimensional stuff. But you've got to get to the table first of all. And Larry's had the 8 ball. He's good in the 1. The 2, well, the 2 goes. Now the angle in the 1 is fine to run onto the 2 by just running forward a wee bit. I don't know whether he wants to do much with the cue ball. I think if he just, I mean, he could run forward onto the short reel up table, but if you just play it gentle enough, he'd be reasonably good. In fact, the angle is fine, and that 3 ball comfortably goes past the 6. So everything's in reasonable shape here. He's got a nice angle in the 2. Just needs to watch he doesn't stun behind the 7, and that he goes past the 7, and he's done that. Well, it's something I'm just thinking about there. Maybe Steve's thinking. Maybe Steve's thinking that I'm going to invite him into the stream, and he's not going to do anything until I invite him into the stream. Well, I've always had the Discord open for I don't know how long now. When I'm doing a live stream, I'll generally, if I know he's out in and around, I'll put it on, and I know that when he's there or he appears in the room eventually that he's waiting to come in. But that's up to him to choose. So now there's a definite crisis on here. 4 rack lead. So hopefully for Eddie's sake that he's got that out of his system with that bottling out on the 2 ball or whatever it was. Or was it the 1 ball? It doesn't matter. But Larry's got the 5 ball in. And again, he's got a table that is not bad at all. Now again, he's just got to get the right side of this 2 ball straight away off the bat here. He wants to be the right side of this 2, where it's easy to just either roll through or stun the 2 in and drop behind the 3. And that'll do. I mean, that's fine. He can go forward. And if he goes forward to the rail, he can play the 3 in the side. He can do what he wants here with this angle. And he doesn't want to go to the rail. So now it's a little dink back. This is a stun draw shot, you know, just to come back into the gap between the 6 and 9. But how confident are you at playing that with a trackball mouse? Because the other solution would be to go forward and then you're interfering with the 9 ball playing the 4 that way. You see what I mean? Now, the trackball mouse is why he's done that, because I'll tell you right now, trying to play the little dink back with the stun draw is a bit trickier, I think, with one of them. And now he's avoided the 9, which is good. But now it's a wee bit dodgy. It's a wee bit dodgy. Well, Steve can't come to that conclusion because that's, you know, I've not said anything to Steve. What happened was he sent the message he got to me. I don't know whether Steve was aware whether I got sent the same message. But I've not sent anything to Steve to say anything to the contrary. He's more than welcome to come in any time, as far as I'm concerned. And I've gave my reasons why, because I like getting a hold of him. And when anything's bugging me or there's anything I want to clarify or ask him, then he's there to ask him. No, far from it. Absolutely not a snowball in hell's chance. Not a snowball in hell's chance. If we had 1,500 people in here every day or every night, then you'd have a slim chance. But no, not a snowball in hell's chance has it got to be anything like that, because there's nowhere near the interest in these kind of games. Well, the way it's going at the moment, Fast Eddie's needing assistance here. And of course, what Larry's got there is he's got a few racks on the board, opened up the gap to 5, and when he breaks dry, he hasn't left Fast Eddie anything, really. And that doesn't help Eddie's situation. But what Eddie has to do is play something decent, but he's limited in what he can do here. He can only see the edge of this 1 ball. Now he can certainly, he's got to get a ball to a rail though, of course. And he doesn't want to fluke the 6 like that. You see, this is where things start going against you. Stuff like that, where he's played a perfectly good safety, wanted a ball to get to a rail. He didn't want a ball to get to a pocket, and now he's having to kick again. Well, I think I might have jinxed Fast Eddie before the match started with my assessment of where he's at, because nothing's really going for him at the moment. But he's not really played his part in it though either, with this sort of nervy shot or that he's played. And now things are, you know, other factors are going against him as well. You know, he played a decent enough safety. The ball goes into the pocket, suddenly he's hooked, he's having to kick, and then it's ball in hand to Larry. And when that's happening, when you're already 5 racks down, you know, that's more than a standing count in boxing, even though that we're not even halfway yet. But I think if Eddie's waiting on things going wrong for Larry, then he might have a long wait. You know, okay, Larry might have the odd miss, he might make the odd mistake, but he's not going to make that many that Eddie's going to be gifted racks here, not at the moment anyway. So Eddie's going to have to, if he gets control of, I think the main thing for Eddie's getting some sort of control of the table and dictating what's happening if he's not running the table. That's what he needs to get. Now, nice little angle in the 8, just to stun up the table, and that's pretty good. In fact, that's very good. Well, this is now threatening to be a bit of a humiliation here. It's 9-3, and Eddie has got to get him. He's got to find a way into the game, and that's the task. You know, things are going the way they're going at the moment. You've got to do your best to find your way into it now. If that involves messing Larry about, if you've got the opportunity, then you've got to do it. You've got to come up with something. But most of all, when Larry comes up with a dry break like that, you've got to make the most of it. He's the wrong angle in this 1 ball, so if he does play the 2, he's going to leave a dodgy cut in the 2 and probably interfere with the 6. Let's have a look. And look at where the 3 ball is. I mean, this is horrible. Simply because you want to hit this clean and come around and out, and the 7 ball's the way as well. But the big factor here is the 6. But even then, if you take your medicine, you pot the 2, come up with a decent safety in the 3. That's what he should be trying here. He shouldn't be trying to do something acrobatic. Well, he's avoided the 6, which I'll take my hat off to that, because I thought he was going to take a big chunk of that 6. He's managed to stun it past it, and now he's done the hard bit there. Can he follow it up? Can he get himself out here? And this is rolling slightly up that direction, but he wants to open up the angle in this 5 ball if he can. This is just want to go that direction, that cue ball. Nobody likes a track ball, only Larry. How many people have you known in VP4 that uses a track ball? You see, he's running through to open up the angle here. Now, this is where you play the right shot. You've got to stun to the rail and come across. That's the shot. And you've got a wide open space now. You'll get really unlucky if you come over and hook yourself behind the 7. But that's the shot to play. You know, stun it in and come across and be a bit brave. It looks as if he's drawn through the gap here at 8-9. No, he is playing the stun. It needs the juice. And that's well done. Now that needs to go high. It needs to go high. Again, you see, now it's just about controlling the pace of the cue ball again. So he's got to go 2 rails and judge the weight of this shot. Oh dear. He's done it again. And that's why Eddie's not going to go far in the tourney. This sort of stuff. You know, tables like this, he's finding ways not to get out. And again, that is a lot of that is down to table time, definitely. You're not familiarising yourself as often as Spectre Dawn does, then you're not going to be pulling off all the shots. There's another chance gone. Suddenly now it's 10-3. But you've got to be patient. Never give up. Anything can still happen. But this is I think it's a second dry break in a row from Larry. So Eddie can't say he's not getting the opportunity now. He's had 2 opportunities, this being the second one, back to back. Well, he didn't play that with any confidence. Why didn't he jack up to make sure he was avoiding collisions there? Why didn't he do that? That's what I'm saying. Stuff like that, fine well you're going to be colliding with stuff. When you start playing shots where you're colliding with stuff and hoping you're going to have a shot the next ball, you're doomed. It ain't happening. You ain't getting there. And that's never a good sign when you see somebody doing that. Well, at least he got the hit, and he's now asking Larry to run out for the rack. So he just has to nip back. He has to nip back off this 3. And now again, this is where he doesn't want to get too close to this 6 and 8. I mean, he could play for a bump here, but you don't want to ride your luck and end up behind the 6. And again, he's got the bump. Nothing to do with the cue ball. Just maybe give it a wee. Well, I think when I think about that, now that I look at that, he's maybe got a fair bit to do with the cue ball here, because you might have to leave a bank on this 6 ball. And you can't get to the 6. Or he might be ducking, one of the two, but there's no way he's cutting that in unless my eyes have gone completely. Does he think he can get there to cut that, or is he banking it? I think he's banking it. Now, is that a foul? Was that a legal shot? Yes, it was. Good afternoon. Oh, what time is it? Good evening to semi-pro. Who do you pay to get some rolls around here? Well, not from the last shot that you played, Eddie, because the last shot that you played, you were never going to get rolls there. You were hitting and hoping there with that shot. You didn't play anything like the right shot you should have played. You should have dug in to avoid the collisions, and you could have done that and just run into balls there, hoping to be on the next one, and that's never going to work. That's what a B-rated player does in VP4. And meanwhile, Larry's just doing the necessary. Well, this match is 48 minutes old, and the way it's going, and it's going to be well done before 8 o'clock. No doubt about that. And again, Larry's looking dry. That's 3 in a row, at least, I think, where Larry's come up dry. Yep, and this time, though, Eddie's not got anything quite so inviting. The bank will go. It's a narrow window, though. Lines with the 8. And Larry's going to have to cut this, go 2 rails, back across. He's going to bump the 4. Probably, he may well just drop this 2 in, bump the 4, and, Well, you can't because the 3 doesn't go past the 5, so forget that idea. So Larry's got a problem ahead. And instead of just going across, he's used the angle and the rails to get pretty good on the 2. Now, is he going to skim across this 9 ball and leave the 3 up in the corner here? Or is he going to try and spin out behind the 3? Because the 3 will go past the 9. Or if he gets really good on the 3, he could end up playing the 3-9 combo. Now, I think, looking at where he is and where the 4 ball is, which is fairly handy, he'll be playing the pot. Oh, now that was asking for trouble. That was asking for trouble, and he's let Fast Eddie off the hook with that shot. And he's also left Fast Eddie off the hook with that one, because Eddie can get to the 4. Not a lot of it, but at least he can hit it. There's a possibility he could billiard the 6 in here if he looks at the line. There is a possibility he could billiard the 6 in. It's a sort of 2-way shot. Oh, he didn't want that. Maybe an ambitious 2-way shot anyway, but well, he's not left it as a gimme, but I would expect Larry to be not too far away. Now, was it actually 3 apiece in this match? Because if that's the case, Larry's had a run of 8 racks. Well, not a run, but obviously 8 racks with no reply. Can't be far off it. And looking very much like it's going to go to 9. Well, am I going to jinx Eddie here? See, that's not ideal either, where he's sitting in the 8 ball. Yeah, he's fine. Well, this should be ending the run of racks against. Now he could do with a favour in the break here. He could do with a little break and run. And, well, he ain't getting anything. And, of course, Larry's got a shot in the 1. And if he can get this 1 and 2, the rest will follow. Well, he's left himself a dodgy angle in the 2. And possible collisions here. Jacking up to spin away, and he's had a bump and he's scratched. So here's a bonus opportunity for Fast Eddie. Now, he's had more than one of these opportunities in the match. And is it not a Logitech or a new Logitech one that he said he had? Oh no, tell a lie, it was I can't remember. There's a video on YouTube about it. I can't remember the name of the company. It's a gaming crack. If you go to YouTube and you type in, well, you're on YouTube. If you type in gaming trackball mouse, it'll show you the mouse that he's got. Because there only is one gaming trackball mouse that's new in the market. That's the one that he's got, whatever the hell it's called. I can't remember, but there is a video about it. Game ball it is, that's the one. Right, so Fast Eddie has a problem. The 5 ball is dodgy. Now he's hoping to get a nice bump in the 7 here, or a bump like that, and the 5 will do. And he's still got a shot. Anything but leaving yourself behind the 7. He's got to stay well away from that. So this shot, you know, play it with confidence. Stun it in, come out above the 7, so you've got a nice angle to 6 to get up the table. And you can go up into the long grass, give yourself loads of room on the 7. Now he's going slightly inside the 7 ball, so the cue ball's going in a direction that's good, as long as he avoids the 9 ball. Well, I've asked that question 100 times, Coldest Pillow, because I've tried them and they're ugly. They're horrible looking bloody things, and they're hopeless for VP4. He's checked the cue ball up to keep it well away from the 9 ball. Now that was played with a bit more confidence, because again, it wasn't, you know, it's about just making sure you're in control of the cue ball, doing something where you're in control of the cue ball, not bailing out and rolling balls in. Well, he's got a ball in the break, and it is the 1 ball. Now this is a test, but again, you've got to get a hold of the cue ball here and stun this 3 in. You know, get a hold of the cue ball. You know, you can run forward and run around corners and stuff, but you're letting the cue ball running loose. But you can dig in and get a hold of this cue ball at this angle, I think. Well, at least it looks like it. Well, he got well into it. Probably got into it far too well, but he's still got a shot. Now that's bumping nice pace. He's going to be good in the 4, but might be a bit straight. So now it's about controlling that draw if he's coming back for the 5 into the corner. The other problem, of course, is the 7 ball, where it is. It's guarded by the 8. The handy thing is the 6 ball being fairly near. So this is the crucial shot, getting good on this 5. Well, he's going to be long. He's got a slight angle, and again, if you just get a hold of the cue ball and you play a firm stun, you shouldn't be scratching for a start. Now, this is a tricky one. He's got to play this, and probably, I don't know whether he wants to check the cue ball up at all. It's all about pace, this, because he wants to get up here, at least, to be able to cut that 7. Their maximum, but don't underhit it. He's almost there. So now he's got the shot. Now if he nips it and comes across and avoids the scratch, he's got a wide open table to go on the 8. If you get into it too much, you can head in here. That's the danger with this shot. He's thinned it. He's okay though. What the hell happened here? Shit, I forgot. I never even noticed he'd missed the 7. I never even noticed he'd missed the 7 and hung it up. Oh, that's a disaster. I'm looking at him thinking, why the hell's the 7 ball still sitting there? Oh dear. Well, you see what, going back to the shot again, he's, you know, you had to dig in and get it coming across dangerously towards that side pocket, and again he just sort of thinned it. And of course that didn't get enough momentum into the 7 ball, and that's a rack going a begging again there for Eddie, and he had a little bit of run going there, a couple of quick racks, but it just become apparent to me that's what's happening to Eddie's game, because he's not comfortable and not playing often enough, and you know, if you're coming to the table pretty cold when you've not been around for maybe 2 or 3 days at a time, that's how it is. You're not settled in. Everything's sort of slightly in a knife edge when you've got certain, maybe a little bit more challenging shots. And there's no doubt that the shot they had there was a wee bit more challenging to execute it properly. Well, you could go forward and go the 2 or 3 rails to try and get out. You know, that's the other thing. But whatever shot you play, well, he doesn't play regular enough. No, he doesn't. You know, when he's on, he might be on for an hour, but you know, that's not enough to go deep into these tournaments. It definitely isn't. And you can see by, you know, 2 or 3 of the shots that he's played today that he's just not got that 100% comfortableness, if that's the way I describe it. You know what I mean. He's just, you know, there's certain shots there that he's getting found out on. That's what I mean. Because he's not playing stuff like that regular enough to be comfortable with it, and he doesn't have any doubt over the shot when he's faced with the shot. And that's what putting the hours in gets you. You get that comfort zone that you're in, where these shots, you don't think about them. You know, the psychological side of the shot doesn't come into it. You just play them and don't even, it's autopilot. Well, that's exactly it, Slim. That is exactly it. You know, he is, of course, we know that Fast Eddie is well capable. But, you know, this is, when you're in tournaments like this is where the question's being asked of you. And if you're not regular enough and you're not there on a daily basis with loads of table time, and you have that comfortable at the table feeling, then, you know, you're asking for an awful lot of things to go your way, put it that way. And that shot there didn't either. Although he might have left the 6 stuck to there, but it isn't. Well, Larry just going to tidy up here. So we are now an hour and 2 minutes into this match. 58 minutes away from match number 2. Well, the next one should be Cowboy, and it should be Snooker. That's basically what it should be, because they're both past their anniversaries. The Snooker one should actually have been on, but the Cowboy one should have been on a couple of months ago, so it should. In fact, if Honolulu had been ditched a lot earlier, Cowboy could have been played. So Larry with a 13 racks to 5 lead, and a ball on the break. The 2 ball has gone. Yeah, I entered the last one for a laugh. I got gubbed in the first round. I think it was Brainful out that done me. I started good. I won the first match, the first rack, and then lost the rest of them. Because I play Cowboy wide open. You know, I love playing Cowboy because I love going for the 3 railers. I'm a sucker for that. That's not necessarily the way that you're going to win that sort of tournament. You've got to keep a much tighter control. But I love playing fairly loose in Cowboy. That's how I enjoy the game. Playing it, especially playing it in doubles. and on the 10-footer. Stay well away from the 9-footer. Yes, I'll definitely play in the cowboy one, because that's the one where I feel I've got a chance in every rack. You always do in cowboy. You've always got a chance, no matter who you're playing. It's the fact that you've got to make sure that if you're playing somebody very good, then you need to be making sure that you're getting to 90 before they are to have half a chance, because if they're good at the caroms, you're dead and buried. You are gone. And so it's always a race to get to. It's a race to get to 90 and get into the caroms quick. Oh yeah, there'll be plenty of watch this. I like cowboy for that reason, because I think, if you play your shots nice and fast and loose, and you play them often enough, you'll get used to it, and you'll be able to see shots. I mean, I go for stuff all the time. Everybody will tell you. I go for 2-in-1 shots a lot of the time. 3 railers. I'm up for anything in cowboy, because I really enjoy it. It's the one game that I really enjoy, and I enjoy it much better in doubles, because we have hilarious times in doubles. Disasters. Never had any cowboy this morning, by the way. Yeah, well, that's another thing you want to do. You want to avoid people like Chiku. And again, if you're playing him, it's a race to 90. That's basically what it is. If you can get to 90 before him, you're in with a chance. If you start making an ass of it, and you can't put a couple of caroms together at 90, then you're dead and buried. You ain't getting to 101. That ain't happening. But yeah, I think a lot more people should play cowboy. They should, especially in doubles. It's a good laugh in doubles. And not enough folk play it. Folk are scared of it. I mean, I see the odd 1 or 2 guys playing it, but they're playing it in the kiddie toy table, the 9-foot table. That's giving Eddie a chance. Well, ball in hand for the cut on the 9 combo. Get it in the hole as quick as you can. Well, I'm definitely reckless when I play cowboy. I'll hold my hand up to that. But I say that recklessness is just part of the enjoyment of the game for me. I didn't hear anything go that time. So Eddie's objective is to get to double figures. And double figures is not that tall an order, as long as he can keep control of the table. But he's come up dry. Not left anything on for Larry other than an elaborate billiard of some description if he's going to play it. But even then, I don't think that's on. He's just trying to play safe. Hasn't really got there. So this is just a little dink up the table and let the cue ball roll out past the 7 so that you're top side of the 2. I don't know that he wants to hold it below it, because you've not got an angle to come back for the 3. He's got to just dink this up the rail, nudge the rail and come out past the 7. He doesn't want to come too far up past the 7. Ideally, he would like to pot that, bump the rail and come out to about sort of there and no more. This is delicate. Now he's drawn it back, and this is the bit I don't understand, because playing that shot, he was always going to be the wrong angle in the 2. Now, if he starts hoping for a lucky bump off the 8 to come inside the 9 for the 3, then he's riding his luck. He might catch too much of the 8 the wrong side, and he's stuck to the rail. So everything he's done has limited his chances of getting on this 3. And that was certainly not the shot I would have played. If I'm up there on this 2 ball, I can play a draggy cut shot and a spin into the rail and at least have some sort of shot in the 3 from that idea. I don't think you can really get anything on what he's done there. I mean, that was doomed to failure right off the bat. I think that was a no-no. Just went about it totally the wrong way. Good evening to Keith. Well, I think we all did, Keith. But, you know, as I was saying, you know, I've been given Fast Eddie excuses. And I think a lot of them, there's a fair element of truth in them. And things like that happen as well. You know, that's not helped him. And Larry's been doing a fair bit of tidying up in these racks, the way it's been going. So, again, for any latecomers, not naming names, Keith, we've got this match, which, well, it may well be getting, we're going to have a little interval in between times because we're 7 here in the UK, British summertime, of course, and at 8 o'clock, LS3, who's just arrived online for some practice, is going to be up against, who the hell's LS3? Playing again, Interchangex. Show us some cowboy in the interval. What, is there somebody playing? Because it won't be me. But I can tell you, I mean, again, I can give you a numpty's guide to playing cowboy in a reasonable way that'll be a good guide for your game. Coldest pillow if you've not. You must have played it though. Have you never played cowboy? You must have played cowboy. But I mean, I've got a couple of rules in cowboy, and of course you've got to take into consideration whether the balls are on their spots or not. But a good tactic is above or below. That's my rule. Especially when you're playing doubles, obviously if you're playing for a partner, you've got to play above or below. And when I say above or below, I'm talking about. I'll wait to get my lines working. Hang on a minute. That's crap. Wait to get this working. My cowboy rule is above or below, like that. I'll use my red line, like that, or like that. You know, above, below, or you can say above, below either end. But as long as you're sort of getting in this area more often than not, you're going to have either a pot or a carom. Maybe a wee bit wider than that, and when you can get into that sort of pattern, the table's not always going to fall at that, but it's a general rule, as a guidance. It's a good rule to go by. You know, whenever you're playing a shot and you're thinking about your next shot, you've got to think about what end of the table's at, so that you know what spot it's going on, whether the one ball's going to the kitchen or whatever. You've always got to be wary of that. But when you can stick to those sort of rules, it gives you a good guide to construct little runs together in cowboy. But then, of course, you've got to get used to the 10-foot table, and that's a whole different ball game as well. If you start off in the 9-footer, then it's scary coming to the 10-footer. In fact, it was scary for us right at the start when we started playing cowboy, and there was the alternate version. It took us a wee while to get into the alternate cowboy. Now there's none of us would ever go back to normal cowboy. Pot and carom is the rule of the day now. And we never had that in VP3. You only had straight cowboy, where it was just a race to 90 every time. You were getting runs to 90 thick and fast in VP3. Well, there's a little bonus for Eddie, the little billiard on the 9. And, well, he's still got half the racks that Larry's got, but he's heading in the right direction. And needs a ball again, and he ain't getting it. And once again, though, he's not getting many favours by Larry not having anything on, he's got the one ball on. He can't do anything other than just roll this in because he's stuck to the rail. But he'll need to roll through a fair wee bit here to have a decent shot in the 2. And that's pretty good as long as he's not interfered with the 7. I don't think he is, so he's good now on the 2. 3 ball pretty much over the side pocket. The problem he'll have is how he deals with the 5. Now, no prizes for guessing. If you can get yourself half decent in the 5-8 combo, then you should be good to go. Now, is he going to bump this 4? Oh, this is just finished awkward on this 3 ball. He's bumping the 4 and he's hoping he's still going to have a shot, and he ain't. And that was, again, these minor things like just not getting the right angle in that 3 ball where you're not interfering with the 4, and suddenly, from looking favourite, he's now in trouble, having to get the hit and leave this safe. Oh, he'll take that. Right, he'll settle for that very well. And look at where Eddie's stuck. Well, I think he can get a clean hit at this between these 2 balls. So he can. I don't think he's hampered a great deal, but he's got to get a feather edge in this 4. And I'm talking, again, cigarette paper edge of the 4. And, just the waft of air is all that moves the 4 ball. You don't want to bump that. I mean, if it bumps, it may well bump the back of the 7 and stay there. But you don't want to hit this thick. And you've got to watch the tip of the cue as well on that cue ball, because he's right up the top of the cue ball here. And you've got to watch the miscue. He's got to be paying attention to that, because he's right on the top of the cue. Now, that isn't bad. I mean, that's not bad. At least he's still got that distance. And I don't know that Larry's going to turn this down, though. It's still off the rail. He's got to think he's going to have some sort of combo shot if he gets it. But it still needed to be thinner than that to keep the 4 tighter to the rail. And Larry's got it. And he's going to be pretty decent, I would say. In fact, that's very decent. I think he can. Does he want to stun this in, or does he want to let the cue ball roll out and hope that the 5 just goes to the rail? I think he's digging in just to come back. Well, he's bumped it. And now he's hampered big time. Now these are tricky. It's not the pot you've got to think about and how awkward it is. It's getting back out for the 6. And he has done. That was well done. And he's got the nice angle in the 6 where he can just spin off that long rail over to the left. You say hello to Dodsey. He's watching the stream from his bed drinking beer. Who the hell's Dodsey when he's at home? And why is he why is he lying in his bed? Is he still pissed from the night before and he's just topping up for the rest of the night? Good evening to Dodsey. And you have my sympathies for knowing Potman. He's always pissed. Well, I think you definitely have a habit of driving people to drink Potman. I don't know how I'm not back on the drink watching Potman play sometimes. But anyway, Larry is getting there. 16 racks to 7 in front, only 3 away. Now here's a tricky shot here for Eddie, because obviously he's cutting the 2. Is he trying to come through the gap on the 8 ball and the 4 and back up the table and maybe bump the 4 for the 3? I mean, that's a possibility here. That is a possibility if he can control the cue ball. There's not. It's very tricky to judge this on the line that you're coming down, and this is very well played. Commentator's eye. Don't say I don't know what I'm talking about. Look at that. That's perfect. The commentator's eye nailed it 100%. Right down the line, up the table, bump the 4 on the 3, and the 4's now in play as well, although he's going to have to come back for the 5-9 combo. And this is, well, he's got to bump this in. He's got to bump it in. You can't bail out on this. You've got to get it bumped in and get that cue ball out of there. Well, he's as good as he could probably get. And in it goes. Well, the commentator's eye called it right. He got it. He got the shot perfect, and he got out. So he's still looking to get to double figures. Is he going to get some rolls in the break here? Well, the answer to that is no. Although this time, Larry's not quite so guaranteed. Although that 1 ball has got half a pocket up top beyond the 8. I don't believe he's cutting it in the side. Because he can nip this in up top. And, well, he's going to have to duck right down below this 2 to take it in the side. It doesn't go past the 3. So this is all about the cue ball here. Well, he's trying to go up. Well, he's managed to go up. I think the only danger we going forward was heading in amongst the 6 and 8 there, but he's come out of it good. Now 2 rails back across to the 3 unless you just need to baby it in. But again, you've got to think ahead. You must have the angle to get up onto this 4. And this is where it could go wrong if he comes across too square. If he comes across here too square, he's going to interfere with the 8 and the 6. The 8 and the 7, or whatever the hell it is. No, it is the 8 and the 6. And again, he's got away with it, although he's got a dodgy cut. And of course, the lifesaver at the moment, or the lifeline, is the 6 ball being awkward, but it's probably a dead set 6-8 combo. Now, if you're good on it like that, you're not missing it. Well, now this has become interesting. He's got, again, half a pocket past that 9 ball. Does he want to try and cut this into the side, or does he want to go straight up the table and just try and hold the line for that 6-8 combo? That's what he's got to do. Catches any of the 9, it ain't get in. And if he sends it to, that's perfect. That should go in, I think. Is it? Oh, no, it hasn't. Just caught too much of the jaw. And now the problem's there for Eddie as well. Can he get there and get out of there and have any sort of shot? What's that box for? Where's the D? So I take it Doddsy doesn't see a lot of 9 ball pool then. I think he's definitely a pub guy. He's definitely a pub pool player. By the sounds of that. That's the break box. There's no D in this table. Well, good luck to Fast Eddie. How's his luck? Well, I suppose that's not bad, the fact that he's missed the 6. He's got a hell of a long combo on. Well, this is a critical shot, because this could be make or break in terms of his chances of getting to double figures before Larry gets over the finishing line. Well, I think you've just got to see it. You'll see it once, maybe twice at the most, and go for it. There's no point in putting it off and putting it off. You just have to go for it. And again, watch the tip of the cue. Yeah, that was so difficult at distance. And how's his luck? It ain't that good because Larry, I think, can get to it. Even if he can't get to it, he can tweak it a wee bit. Yeah, he is. He's just twisting it a wee bit. And he'll have a fair margin of error here to cheat the pocket in this. Yeah, not a problem. So the question now is this Fast Eddie going to get there? Is he going to get to that double figure target? Well, Larry's taking his eye off the ball. And the answer is that Eddie may well get there. Larry's blown a gasket in that shot. Anything but straight. He's fine. He can punch this in. Get it spinning up table. The further the better. Don't be leaving it short. That's a major fail. See that there? You've got to get right up the table. I mean here I'm talking about, not there. This is up the table. And again, that's why he ends up doing that. I mean, how you have to draw a diagram. I mean, you've just got to make sure you're well up the table so you get some peep into it and get yourself in the open landscape here. You know, I mean, this is desert country up here. There's not a blockage at all. There's not a cactus. There's nothing in your way. Oh dear, that's a major fail again. And of course, Larry now all in the break, and of course he's perfect in the one. Nice angle in the one to get up the table. The only problem is he's going to have to leave it short of the 3 ball and leave a cut. But that really shouldn't be any trouble. You'd think that this is Eddie's last chance in this rack if Larry can't get good on the 2. He's going around the house, he's avoiding the 7. That's perfect. Very well done. Now, just a reminder that the match that is to follow starts at the top of the hour, so that's like 33 minutes away. That isn't the problem. The problem is that LS3 starting her match with Interchangex. That's where we're going to start. Then we've got One Pocket Slim up against Spectre Dawn at 8:30. Now that's the point where we then have to make a decision. Do we stick with LS3 until the Slim match is off and running and there's a number of racks on the board and we see how things are going, or do we bail out? So we're going to have to weigh things up when we get to that point. And I'll then go with the majority. And if I don't get a majority, then I'll make a decision myself. But it looks as if we're going to have a little interlude here. I'm not going to kill the stream. I'm just going to go and probably get a coffee. Put on some annoying music. So Larry's on the hill, breaking for the match. Oh, I've never touched that Red Bull. It stinks. I've never touched it, tasted it, and I never will. And it's overpriced as well. So here we go. Larry attempting to put Eddie out of his misery, because it has been misery for Eddie today. Nothing's really went good, but he hasn't really helped the situation either. Now Larry could get crazy here. He could go for a capo on that 9 ball. No, well, that's what a good cup of coffee's for. If you want a caffeine hit, you don't need to spend 8 or 9 quid on a case of bloody Red Bull, which is what it's priced at. It's bloody extortionate prices for that shit. It stinks. I hate the smell of it. None of that's ever touched my lips, and none of it ever will. And I can get the same kick out of a decent cup of coffee. Well, Larry didn't get enough spin in that. He's left it awkward. But he's hoping to bump the 5 here and hold for the 4. I've never tasted it. I've smelt it, and it's disgusting when I've been downwind of somebody that's drinking it. I've never been in a Starbucks. You know something else? I never will. Why pay, like, I don't know how much you pay for a coffee in Starbucks, but I know that you probably don't get much change out of a £5. I would never pay that. Never been in a Starbucks, never will. Extortionate prices for shit like that. Well, that's what Larry didn't want, and Eddie's got a glimmer of daylight, but it's only a very, very faint glimmer in this rack. The one thing, to quote a line out of that Colour of Money film, the last line I think was, "I'm back." Well, I think it might be Arnie's line he's needing. "I'll be back," because he's not going to be saying I'm back after this result. But he still lives. Dodgy cut in the 6, all or nothing. Got to have a shot in the 7 ball somewhere if he comes out of there. All of this hummus crap, all of that's all this trendy food. That's all it is. Trendy because your pals are eating it or your pals are drinking it. It's a license to rip you off the price of the things that these people are trending on. Give me a good rolling bacon any day of the week. Oh, where's this cue ball going? And this 6 ball is straight in, I think. It is straight in. Oh, Larry's still got to get a hold of this cue ball, though. That's what happens when you have to jack up to get hold of the cue ball. You push it offline. So, this is it again. Eddie with a gift of an opportunity to, well, and he now has a chance to get to double figures now that he's going to be breaking. You know what? Now that you mention it, you know what I've got? You know what I got the other day? I've got Welsh cakes. Nuke them in the microwave for about 10 seconds and have them with a cup of coffee, a couple of them on a plate. Welsh cakes. Very nice little snack with a cup of coffee. The best thing that's come out of Wales since Max Boyce. So Fast Eddie on 9. A ball in the break. The 3 ball is gone and nothing good in the 1. But again, an opportunity to duck for cover. Well, he's gone all out for the combo, but he's riding his luck. Well, now this is crying out for the thin edge. The thin edge and down into the long grass. There's the shot. If I can draw a straight line, that is. That's the shot. Like that. Very thin edge. We need to avoid the 9. It needs to keep going. I think he's pretty good. And that's worked out nice. So we've all got our fingers crossed for Fast Eddie to get to 10. And, well, it's not great, but it's an opportunity. It's a dodgy cut in the one. But if he just plays it 100%, well, he's trying to draw off to avoid doing something crazy, but he's done something crazy. You see, why didn't he just take his medicine? He might have been rolling dodgy to the rail. He might have been rolling close to the 2, but taking evasive action straight into the hole. And last chance saloon has come and gone, I think. We're 25 minutes away from the next item on the agenda. Now Larry's got to just get a hold of the cue ball here. Either way, I don't believe he wants to go forward. He's trying to, and he's not getting into it enough. So, big bit of right hand English in the cue ball. Go to the rail, check it up, and come back into the table for the cut. And that's perfect. Well, what's the golden rule with this one? Pick a side and don't come down on top of the 9. And it's certainly, it's good odds it may well begin. See now, Larry's just done exactly what I said not to do. He's not listening. Straight down on top of the 9. So here we go. The cut for the match. And then it goes, and Eddie didn't get to 10. And it was all pretty comfortable for Larry. 19 racks to 9. And that takes him through to round 4. We'll get confirmation of that. And now things ramp up for Larry. In fact, it ramps up for everybody who gets through round 3 because you're bumping into trouble. You can't duck and dive. If we look now, we've got Larry up against semi-pro in round 4. The deadline date for that is May the 6th. So plenty of time to sort things out there. If we look at the schedule, the remaining matches in the schedule, we have LS3 up against Interchangex at the top of the hour. We've got One Pocket Slim and Spectre Dawn at 8:30 the hour. 8:30 British summertime, and then you've got the other matches to follow. Especially next Friday, good matches to look forward to there. I'll be there for them. I'm off all week. So I think the best thing to do at the moment is we all go and have a cup of coffee, and we will be back in good time for the start of this other match. So in the meantime, I will do that, and we will, let's see what we got. So that's how they got there. Hard to say how it's going to go tonight. Could be entirely. Here he's got to keep a ball live here. This 5 ball's going to the side rail, and if he hits this 1 ball full on, he's going to push it to the bottom rail. So he needs to be careful in how he actually hits the 1 ball. And that's exactly as predicted. He's too gentle, and he got it too full. And now he's going to have to dig out a shot. And that's the only way that shot goes wrong, when you play it too gentle and you catch the 1 ball full in the face. And he's going to have to let loose here with the cue ball. And there you go. And where's the cue ball going? And that's a fail from Albinario. Only 8 points, but you see how easy it is to go wrong. It's not quite as simple as just potting and caroming. You've got to carom the right way to keep that ball alive, whatever ball it's going to be. And Cobra has been let off the hook big time there. So the 5 ball will be next, and then he should just stay up the top there. Cue ball needs to go forward. Albinario will be kicking himself because he could, he probably went to the table there knowing that that's what was likely to happen. But I think he played it too gentle. He didn't want to scratch off it if he hit it half ball, but he needed to get a ball back in play there. And he was just a bit too cautious. Welcome to Mark. And likewise with Cobra having been let off the hook right early on in this rack, he'll want to capitalise on that and inflict some punishment on Albinario. Now the 5 ball spot, and he just needs to go forward. Welcome to Philip. Cowboy. Well, Cowboy is a game played in 3 phases. After you've lagged off for the break, the incoming player has to play the 3 ball first. The 3 ball is on its spot up that end of the table. The 1 ball is on its spot in the kitchen end. And you have to play the 3 ball. Now this version of Cowboy is called alternate Cowboy. You have to pot a ball, any ball, and you have to carom the next ball. So you'll notice that Cobra at the moment is on a pot. In the top left hand corner of the HUD, it gives you a symbol next to his name as to what his next shot will be. I've always said to Steve that symbol up there isn't exactly that clear. Well, good evening. I'm just having a snack at the moment. Has to be potted. We've got a little interlude between
this first phase
the match that's just finished between Larry and Fast Eddie in round 3 of the virtual 9-ball World Championship. And because we have a match at the top of the hour in just 12 minutes time, I think it's around 3 as well between LS3 and Interchangex.
You'll lose your points.
In the meantime, we were talking about what the next World Championship should be. We are beyond the anniversary of the Cowboy World Championship, because we're now watching the early stages of the 2022 Cowboy World Championship in VP4, a final that lasted well over 5 hours between the usual suspects, Cobra and Albinario. So when we get near the time, we'll be back for that match at the top of the hour.
But without hitting any other balls, or again it's a foul shot. So the game will explain itself as you watch. So Albinario won the lag, had the break, and only got 8 on the board. And this is Cobra's response. Yeah, exactly what Mark says there. So Cobra is in good shape at the moment. The run is 43. And I think we can safely assume that Cobra won't be taking any risks at running this cue ball for a 3-railer to keep a run going. I think it'd be very unlikely that he will, because he got stung with that in his last match. I think he had a 50-odd run. He had to go for a 3-railer. He then scratched, lost all his points. And I think you won't see him taking any risks, not unless it gets really desperate. But this is shaping up to be severe punishment for Albinario. Now the 5-ball and the 3-ball are getting a wee bit more isolated, so now he has to start thinking here. Now, if he pots the 1-ball, he's going to be running up the table. The 5-ball might be too thin a cut. Yeah, it's way too thin to try and drop that into the side. Now, he might run up and down the table here. No, he's not. He's trying to come inside. He doesn't want to go too close. Now, again, ideally, he would like to hit the rail and kick behind the 3. But that will do. Yeah, it's a game where I mean, most billiard games, one way or another, have a risk and reward element to it. You know, very often in games, the risk and reward side of it is that you might lose a rack by going for a certain shot and failing. In this game, you can certainly lose a rack. It's a lot more difficult for the incoming player in terms of you losing the rack, but the risk side of it is running the cue ball when you've got a good solid run together, and then you scratch. The other risk in Cowboy is forgetting exactly where you are on the scoreboard and been on a good run, and then suddenly you've gone over the 90 and all your points have gone. It can be painful, this game, so you've got to keep your eye on the scoreboard and know exactly where you are and what end of the table you're at, and remember where the ball's going to spot. You know, there's all those factors, and mistakes have been made during the tournament. Cobra's not made any so far. Now again, he's going to have to go the force follow here. Not quite as long as some of them, but these are the ones that are tough. And he's going to catch the back end of it. And he'll settle for that. It's not what he was intending to do, but he's still at the table. Now, I mean, going over to the right-hand side, so if he's going forward and coming across, he might be looking for that 5 to the 3. And that isn't it. He's going to have to draw. Now, there's a danger here. And the danger here is if he gets into this, well, I don't think he can squeeze behind the 3, so he's okay. He's going to be okay as far as that goes. And he's still got a pot. Now he's actually back in good shape here. Now it's a question of whether he wants to get the 3 on its spot, but he's pretty straight in the 3. I mean, he could punch this and go right up the table. It needs to have the legs, and it needs to open up that angle from the 5 to the 3. The run goes to 74. And this will be as gentle as you dare, just to catch the 5, drop onto the 3 and keep the 5 alive rather than putting it to the rail, and I think that's worked out fine. So now this is where he has to be wary of the scoreboard because it's getting close. Welcome to Matt. So that now puts him on 78. And he's got a good carom. Well, I say a good carom. He's going to have to probably jack up a bit here on this 3 ball. I don't know whether he can. He's got to get into a wee bit. And he's still got choices. Now, the obvious thing here is that if he pots the 1, with the angle he has, he can go forward and come into a line to give him a choice of the 1 to the 3 or the 1 to the 5. But at some point, if he pots the 5, the 5's going to go on the spot and he'll have an easy carom set up with the 3. So he's staying top end. He's now on 89. I'm just going to make a note of Albinarius' first visit. Well, that was what, 8, wasn't it? And Cobra's still going. What did I say? 89. My eyes have gone. He's an 81. He was an 80. So there we go. The 3 ball where it was, more or less anyway. And now he has to get, of course, exactly to 90. So ideally he wants to keep the 3 alive. And that is fine. Well, he's looking at the 5. I hope for his sake he hasn't taken his eyes off the HUD, because this could be a disaster. He's lining up the 5. He's looking at the 1. Is he paying attention to the HUD? Maybe he's just getting his bearings. I was getting a bit worried there for him. I was thinking the numpty thing was going to come out. But that's perfect. Again, he can be nice and gentle. He'll Right, that's where we're going to have to leave it, guys. We'll never know if he ever got to 90 or 90 whatever.
But we're back for the second match this evening between LS3 and Interchangex, and that starts in just under 2 minutes' time. This, I think it is a round 3 match. I think the 2 matches tonight are round 3. There we are. Interchangex, LS3, top of the hour. And to follow that, or rather not to follow it, but in half an hour's time, we have the match between One Pocket Slim. It's somewhere there. There we are. And Spectre Dawn, and that's going at 1/2 the hour. So we're going to obviously start with Interchangex and LS3. Now, is Interchangex in the building? Because that's, again, always a big concern if he's not immediately here in plenty of time for the match starting. And there he is. He is in the room getting some practice, as is LS3. So we're good to go as far as having a match is concerned. So we're just waiting on people coming back. No doubt everybody's had a chance. I haven't had anything to drink. I've just opened up. What is it I'm eating? Tesco's Finest. What is it you call them? Tesco's Finest Korean inspired barbecue pork flavoured crinkle cut chips, crisps, potato chips, as you guys in the States call them. Just to keep me going, because it could be a long night. Yes, he was shite, Cobra. I think that sums it up. I think there's no doubt that he was shite. Right, the room is up. Let's get in. That's being kind. And the thing is, the good thing about it is at least he knows he was shite. Because if he come out the match thinking he played good, then there's a problem. So LS3's arrived in the room. We've got who's Joel, by the way? Got to tell us who you are, Joel. Are you a VP4 player? Let me know. But Joel is predicting a 1916 win for LS3. What's the other prediction? We've had earlier predictions, but they've all gone by the wayside. Why the hell has Bedhead got a name like Joel on YouTube? That's a question. I've never known a Swede by the name of Joel. It's usually Bjorn or Agneta or Annafried or Benny. That's the only Swedes I've ever known. Right, here we are. Our second match of the evening. And the lag for the break, and that ain't going to get there. And that's Interchangex on the right-hand side. So off we go. LS3 wins the lag. And let's see who's on form tonight. And this is dry straight off the bat. Just ducking for cover. And got that. So there's an edge showing, but LS3 going for the kick. Well, that'll do as a result. This is I don't know whether it's easier just to masse around the 4 and hit the 1 that way, or is it You could go up past the 8 ball and go that way, but you have to put a bit of right English on it and judge the line. He's trying the mass 8, got the hit, but he's going to scratch. So here's the first chance immediately with ball in hand for LS3. Again, this is a table that is not difficult. It's just simple moving the cue ball. All the balls have a hole to go into. The only thing is that the 3 ball doesn't have a hole past the 4 ball. Because normally you just dink that 2 ball in and come back and play the 3 ball long into this bottom corner. But she can go forward. I don't know whether she's got enough room to get past the 6 ball going forward. And if you come out into the table, you can take it into the other corner up top left. But she's not necessarily got all that many choices as to where she's going here. Now, she is going forward, but it's going more of an angle. And now it's dodgy. But I think the 6 ball might be doing LS3 a big favour here, because I don't think there's much doubt she might be catching a bit of that 6 ball. She might catch none of it. But if she does catch it, at least she's not going to scratch. I think she's going to catch some of it. Might even knock it in, you never know. Just depends what weight she plays this at. But I wouldn't be playing this all that heavy. I'd be just trying to stay there or thereabouts for a shot in the 4. So she's missed the 6, played it well, and everything's good. That was well done, wasn't a gimme that 5 ball, whatever ball it was, 4 ball. Or what ball was it? 3 ball. I'll get there eventually. There only is 9 balls. I'll pick the right one at some point tonight. But this will be a rack on the board for LS3 on her break, having won the lag. So again, the angle is more than good enough. Just don't do something daft like hook yourself behind the 9. But we're right, she should be coming across the 9 ball to the right hand side here. Like that. That's perfect. And now it's your choice in what you do. I mean, you go forward, you can stun out, you can come back. The 9 ball's got 6 pockets to go in. There's a fair chance you're going to have one shot somewhere. And it's going to be the side. LS3 seems to be stroking the cue fairly comfortably. And a comfortable start. First rack on the board. But hasn't followed it up, has she? Nope, it's dry. Let's see what state of the game Interchangex is at, because he's not quite as simple as far as a run out's concerned. The 2 balls in an awkward spot. He's played the big stun to get into it, and he actually played that pretty well, other than the fact he never potted the 1. Because he gave himself a good chance of either playing the billiard or the combo 2-6. I never even looked at her break there. Do you know that? I was too busy looking at the chat as she'd drawn to the side rail. Because that's always asking for trouble. That's always asking for a scratch. I mean, she's not doing a Larry, is she, and coming straight back to the bottom rail. Well, no doubt she'll get a break at some point in the rest of the evening, so we'll get a chance to examine that. Oh, by the way, I meant to say to you guys, this was a few days ago, or last week, I think it was. I come into the lobby. I don't know whether it was. I think it was early in the morning. I think it was maybe my day off. And I come into the lobby, and there were two Chinese guys in a room, both gratis. And this was their names. One of them was I'll spell the names rather than say them, because I'll get banned if I say their names. The first guy's name was, I mean, 10 out of 10 for originality. But racism is definitely popular in China. There's no doubt of that, because when you get two Chinese guys, and this is the best that they come up with for their names, one of them was spelled IMNIGGA. That was one guy's name, and then the other one was NIGGEEEEER. That was the two of their names. So racism is all in favour in China, apparently, because that's what they come up for originality and names, the two of them. And I reported them. I think I reported them, and I don't know whether their names are still. I think one of them is still in the database, because I checked it. Maybe the two of them are, and I just couldn't find the other one. But I wouldn't think that would necessarily within the rules of the having an account with VP4 to have two outrightly racist names and nobody do anything about it. But anyway, they might still be there, or they might be gone. Well, it could be a long night. It could be a long night here. Still, that 2 and 6 are sitting there as a combo, but LS3's hit that completely wrong. I mean, the curious thing is, though, those two guys, I mean, unless something gets done about them, I'd still be surprised if the pair of them showed up again. Bearing in mind the amount of Chinese people there is in the world. The fact that they came in, they're gratis players, they probably just created accounts to see what the game's about, and you'll never see them again, because they ain't going to spend money and register an account for that name. And just think how many. What is the Chinese currency? It's the Japanese yen, isn't it? So what's the Chinese currency? I haven't a clue what they're using. But anyway, it'll probably cost 50,000, whatever it is, in their money to register with VP4. Where's the cue ball going? It's going there. Well, Interchangex with ball in hand. He's either going to have to squeeze that to down table past the 7, or play the combo, in which case the 2 balls going to leak away, so he's heading it down past the 7. And then the other question is he going to stun it in which case get the cue ball out into the table? I don't believe he wants to run forward and start running into the 7 ball. Well, he is running forward, and he's not really controlled that very well, has he? Because that was the thing about running forward. You're heading in that direction. The closer he got, the less chance he had of having a shot. And he ain't got one. And, well, no doubt 100% that many a 9-ball player's cutting that 3 ball up the table. I would as well.
I would be having a go at this. Well, the further up the table it goes, the better the outcome for LS3. There is a cutback bank on the 3, and the cue ball, provided it doesn't bump the 5. He looks as if he's maybe cutting into the corner, or is he banking it to the corner or cutting it? It looks as if he's cutting it. Thought he was maybe going to bank it into this corner. No, he's played the cut and he's got it. That was a good shot. So Interchangex now, all the room in the world to come down onto the 5. Where's he going to go wrong here? He's going to be all square in a minute. Well, we're already, 15 minutes into this match, give or take 30 seconds or so, and we're not even at the end of the second rack yet. So this could be a very long night, unless the two of them warm up and start getting a run of racks together. That was well done. Good stun shot. Reasonable line in the 9 ball. Oh dear, that wasn't though. That was a big blink. A big blink in the 9 ball. Well, that's one thing that Interchangex will need to address pretty quickly. Is shots like that. No, from an odds-on certainty of squaring the match, it's 2-0. LS3's first present tonight. She's going to get many more. Interchangex, I'm hoping he isn't going to be that friendly. Ball has gone in. I think it was, what was it? Was it the 6? 7? 7's gone. Dodgy cut in the 1. Extremely dodgy cut in the 1. In fact, so dodgy I'd just be feathering that and ducking down here and try to use the 2 and the 3 as cover. But it's none of that in this game. It's all or nothing. And hoping that the 2 ball stays alive. And it hasn't. But the bank is good. The bank is extremely good. Nice pace in the bank. And this will get every day of the week. Now, I mean, why when there's this is a gift of a bank, this 2 ball, and LS3's not interested. But if you decide against the bank and you come up with that as an idea, then that's fine in my book. But the bank was very good. But it was tight. But I think if you think about it, you want to spin the cue ball around behind the 3 anyway. So that maybe increases or lessens the odds of you getting a double kiss. Anyway, she made the right choice in the end, and that's what it's all about. Not taking a risk, not making it easy for Interchangex. In fact, putting them in trouble and getting a reward for it. Ball in hand again, and a good table. And this is coming up with a strategy that may well work for the rest of the evening. Just keep it tight and make Interchangex have to work for things. And there's nothing wrong with that. Now, out into the middle of the table, and that big gap between the 8 and 4. Loads of room. Just to get a good line on the 4. And that's reasonable enough. Now, again, how's the angle on this 5 going to be? Is it going to be spinning around or checking the cue ball up? All depends on the line of the 5. Or just simply going forward. Now, this could be just a simple go forward with a wee bit of check. Just to kill the cue ball a wee bit. Or even just drop it dead weight. Well, she looks as if she's drawn behind the 6. That's the only danger, is colliding with it and going funny, but it's still good. Well, this could be a little nip back for the 8 on the left side, or it could be just a little tink forward for the 8 on the other side. Or it could be up the table. Whatever you're happy with and what you think you're going to be comfortable with, that needs to open out more. This is still one of these. Again, don't spend too long looking at this and overthinking it. You just see the angle, you play the shot, and right through with the stroke. That's certainly what you call pocket weight, but it's there. It's going to be 3-0. There we go. There's the pattern tonight. There's the 3 balls. And when you watch that break in slow motion and you're above it, these balls in the triangle all go that way, not the ones that I'm actually lining up. They all go that way, away from these 3 balls, and they end up going around the table and wherever. And those 3 balls are more or less stationary every time, whether it be one side or the other. But the 6th ball has gone in, and it's very dodgy in the 1. Yeah, that was one too many. And this is tricky. 1 ball right in the pocket and judging the control of the cue ball. But if you just nip it in and come up, don't come up past the 7 ball, you'll have the 2 in past the 3. In fact, that's gone a wee bit pear-shaped there. But probably been, I don't know whether the idea was that he was playing it thin and might have just caught that knuckle. That's maybe what's killed it. That's maybe why it's ended up here. I mean, he's still got a shot, but again, you want things a little bit easier than that. So now, is it the usual where the 8 ball doesn't go into the corner? Well, it doesn't go into the corner. Let's decide it doesn't. That's too debatable whether it does or it doesn't. In fact, it's even debatable whether it goes into the side. That is difficult to judge where that's going. That is right in no man's land, that 8 ball. I have no clue where it's going, to be honest with you. I can't see whether it goes either way. It definitely goes one way, but what way that is, I am not at liberty to come to a decision on it. Well, we are 8 minutes away from One Pocket Slim against Spectre Dawn. Now, going by the way things have gone so far, slow and steady gets the job done, it seems, at the moment. What's froze?